Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
Hi, Jay Fallon, and thanks for listening. Hey, out of all the police stories that I've read lately, this one, I've actually found this one the most interesting. So this is just about an ex copper from Victoria who decided on a bit of a career change and just turned drug kingpin. Okay, so let's just get straight into this headline here. Ex-cop Frank Carlucci turned playboy, sentenced for trafficking. That's him there. He's an ex-Victorian copper, apparently. He was pushing out quite a load of drugs in 21, 22. Frank Colucci was earning so much selling cocaine, ecstasy pills, and ice in nightclubs for just under a year from 21 to 2022 that he was flush with cash to gamble. He gambled $469,809 through the Star Casino and had customers deposit $182,405 into his bank account. Bring a chick for me and you get free Charlie. This is what Carlucci wrote to a customer. They've written here, Charlie is slang for cocaine. Just in case you didn't know that Charlie is slang for cocaine. You call it Charlie. I haven't heard too many people call it Charlie these days. I thought back when I was doing this kind of stuff. Charlie, the devil's dandruff, bit of nose candy, whatever. It's all. Anyway, Carlucci was in the Supreme Court Monday in Brisbane here. Justice Tom Sullivan, he said he sentenced him to 7 years trafficking cocaine, ecstasy, and ice. He's going to be eligible for parole in 2027. Go to jail for 7 years. You can come out in a year and a half. The court heard he both dated young women and corrupted others to help him push drugs to other young partygoers. Wow, that's a novel idea. Dating who ever heard of a drug dealer dating young women and corrupting others? Who wrote this article? It seems like they're a little naive. Carlucci, a former Victorian police officer, yeah, he was between 43 and 45 years old when he was trafficking drugs and is now 48. The young women who hung off Colucci's arm were better able to sell to other youngsters. He also paid off nightclub bouncers and Uber drivers who delivered his drugs to customers to allow him to better ply his lucrative drug trade. I tell you what, we found it, I found it, how do I put this? It, Remember, we were watching someone in a place far, far away in a time and a land and whatever, a long time ago for an unspecified job when I was in surveillance, watching someone do something and he puts some kind of package into an Uber car and then the package goes and it's a little difficult when you're conducting surveillance and you're supposed to be conducting it on the person and then the person puts a package in and then it's like, oh crikey, because you still got to keep eyes on the person for whatever reason because they're doing other stuff, but then you need to get where this package is going and keep continuity intact and all that. So then it's like hightailing it around makes things a little difficult. When they brought out the Uber driver experienced, it really changed things up as far as the old drug dealer goes. But anyway, it's there's still better ways to do it. Um, Allegedly, supposedly, I'm not giving anyone any tips, but there's smarter ways to do it anyway. So he'd get them to deliver the drugs to his customers to allow him to better ply his lucrative drug trade, all while living it up running his drug business from the Copacabana holiday apartments at Surfers Paradise. Good old Copacabana. Golly gee, I wonder if that's the first time the Copacabana has had a drug dealer doing business from their place of business. Who knows? So he supplied drugs to at least 148 customers on 487 occasions, often arranged via encrypted apps, Signal and Wicker. The deposits into his bank account from drug customers were made with the reference coaching in a bid to hide the fact he was selling drugs, the court heard. You would entice young men to bring you women. Their presence as your assistants made you able to deal with younger, persons, particularly women, to sell them drugs, Justice Sullivan said. You supplied discounted drugs to the employees or security guards of those venues in order to cultivate those relationships. And that, crikey, this is all just drug dealing 101 that he's talking about. This is like, if you're going to go to a drug school, this is the first thing you learn. You got to cultivate your other assets, and obviously the security at a nightclub is high up there on the list. You need sexy younger females to come and help you along, and you need younger blokes as well. This is all just, you know, he's not rewriting drug dealing here. He's just doing what they all do, really. Nightclubs then allowed him free or cheap access to their clubs where he met more customers. You employed others to assist you in your business, usually young women for the night or on an ongoing basis as needed, or male Uber drivers. You informed multiple young women you required a female assistant so you did not look so dodgy. You offered a payment of either $50 per sale or 300 cash per night, working a 5-hour shift plus increased cash rates on Friday and Saturday nights. It was an insidious business. Carlucci has been in a form of protective custody in jail in the lead up to his sentencing hearing due to his career as a cop. He blamed his downfall. This is why I thought this story was so intriguing. He's blamed his whole downfall. So it's not the fact that he decided he could make all this money and it was a lot easier just to work as a drug dealer. It's got nothing to do with it. His downfall is on the stress of working as a policeman during the Victorian bushfires when he was an officer down there, and also his drug and alcohol dependency. He's blamed that on unspecified, just some, who knows, I can't really remember it. There's some vague memories of some early childhood trauma and a difficult family life. He's blamed it all on that. Look, there's really nothing much to this story. I mean, Colucci, who would have figured he's not the first? He's not the first copper to get into drug dealing. And what they're describing there, that just to me, it's like all the drug dealers I saw, they all have exactly the same habits. They've all obviously learnt the same, they've all gone to the same school of drug dealing. Okay. They all tend to drive the same sort of vehicles. They all tend to have the same girlfriends, the same type of girlfriends. Um, if they're married, their wife will look like all the other drug dealers, and they will almost always. Actually, I was thinking about this. I don't think I ever came across anyone who was a drug dealer or a gangster of some sort, because one is the other, really. Gangster, drug dealer, whatever. Who was, if they were married, they would always have a girlfriend, and then a great percentage of the time they'd have a wife and a girlfriend, and then another girlfriend who they'd only see every fortnight or something like that. They all do the same thing. They operate the same way. They dress the same way. They drive the same cars. They have the same girlfriend. All their girlfriends and their wives have gone to the same beauty school. They all look the same. They all get the same breast implants, the same rubbish stuck into their lips. They all get the same eyebrow extensions and the same waxing on their eyebrows. Sorry, eyelash extensions, and they all do everything exactly the same. They all go to the gym. Mostly, them 9 times out of 10, they'll all go to the gym, the males and the females, and they'll all put their stuff up on Insta. The only smart ones I saw were the ones that didn't put anything up on social media. But you'd be sure they would have a girlfriend who do all those things that I said. The fake breasts, the fake lips, the fake eyelashes, everything's fake. And then they go to the gym and post because they all want to be an Insta model, Insta famous. Everything he was doing there is just, I don't know. They came out with this. This way of dealing drugs. Probably, who knows when they started doing it like this, and that's it. They're all sticking to exactly the same. You just need to come up with a different formula, a different way, because they're all exactly the same. How funny is it? But that he's blamed an unspecified. What was the phrase? What was the phrase that was used? Unspecified early childhood trauma. Oh, anyway, look, there's nothing much to the story. He's going to jail 7 years, but come out in 2027. Anyway, it's interesting. This is the type of ex-police officer that Victoria produced. Not that, let's be honest, not that Queensland Police has done any better with some of the drug dealers that they've produced either. Anyway, just letting you know what's going on in the world of policing here in Australia at the moment. My name's Jay Fallon. Thanks for listening.
They just fuel a desire that will take me higher. I'm on fire because nothing's gonna bring me down. Nothing's gonna bring me down. Nothing's gonna stop me now. No more deals to be done. No more selling out my soul just to focus on the goal. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Nothing's gonna hold me down. Got my eye on the prize. Gonna sail on the clouds and tears. Don't say nothing's gonna bring me down. Nothing's gonna stop me now. No more deals to be done. No more selling out my soul just to focus